Hola everyone, Alan here. I'm at a pub in Kenton, Oregon, just north of Portland. But hanging out here, just finished The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And Brian at Bookish, if you're watching this, stop and come back. We didn't plan this as any type of buddy read. I had bought this book along with Great Expectations and The Great Gatsby, David Copperfield, some other books in Georgia, and I brought them back. And so I always wanted to read it. My edition has an introduction by Joyce Carol Oates, and there's a word in there. I don't have this edition with me. Like I said, I'm in Kenton, Oregon, okay? Cheers. I'm not reading, I'm doing laundry actually. But. So, it's a mythos. It's a type of story that's over 100 years old that we think we know, but we don't know. It's like, I use the example of Alexander Dumas. The Count of Monte Cristo is such a great story. You know, you think you know the Three Musketeers, you don't. I thought it was a story like some guy drank a chemical and he got all drunk or something, and there is a lot of addiction, symbolism, and metaphors in here, and actuality in here too. For in fact, what he does is make Dr. Jekyll is a respected doctor with friends, a lawyer friend, and he has friends in Victorian London. And where did the original story begin with? Did it begin with Robert Louis Stevenson? Did it begin with Oscar Wilde, the Picture of Dorian Gray? A novel I've studied. It's in my Victober playlist. It's not the same as a doppelganger. You know, Dorian had a picture. It wasn't the same. Or what? Yeah, I guess. Or you think back to Edgar Allan Poe stories and that. And, maybe Poe scholars could help me here. I'm more familiar with his poems, but. And these friends do stop his addiction, for it is an addiction. A couple times, the first time he wants like the old stuff. He sends it back to the chemist. He goes, I want the old stuff. And the chemist gets insulted. Of course, same old stuff. He's just getting intolerance to it. He wants the old stuff. And the second time is when his friends break down the door because he won't come out after many weeks. And they, what do they find? They find Mr. Hyde. And they go off looking for Jekyll. They think Hyde is dead of an OD. Of an OD. Because Hyde has murdered someone. And spoiler alert, Victorian London. And he makes a concoction and it changes him physically too. It shrinks him. It shrinks him as like almost, not to a dwarf, but whereas clothes don't fit him and such. And his voice is all changed and his face is all changed. And you really don't know, it's told in chapters, what's going on, and you can imagine being a first-time reader to it. I don't know if the ending works. I'm going to see what Brian says too about the ending. The ending is told like a recap. It's funny how it's told. It's told anyone who hasn't read it, please read it. It's a novella. It's a short story. It's under 100 pages. So I read it twice, a few sittings. Perfect for Halloween. It's a letter in a letter in a letter, like a box in a box in a box type of mystery. And I'm not so sure. Well, of course it works. It's a classic. It works and everyone knows it works. But I didn't know it was going to end like that, with just a tie up. But hey, let's discuss it if you want to. it's a fun story for Halloween, and it's my Victober story. I'm going to have one up about Shirley tomorrow or the next day. But in the meantime, cilantro, cheers, and the West is the best.